Water behind the liner. I have a vinyl liner in-ground pool. It is newly constructed and I have been getting water behind the liner. It is not groundwater but rather surface water. It occurs high up in the wall in the same spots after it rains. Not everywhere, just a few spots. My theory is rain might be getting through the cantilevered concrete border I use as coping. It's about 18 inches. After the coping there's a gap and then my concrete decking. My question is, should that be caulked? My builder said no, only if you have a concrete pool. Can water be getting through that expansion joint and getting behind the liner? I experimented by putting tarps down on the ground beyond the concrete, thinking it would stop the water if it was surface water. The ground hasn't been graded yet by the landscaper, but the tarps didn't help. Please help, this is driving me nuts.
Two things. You should still do a caulk joint in that expansion line. Granted, in a gunite pool, you've got that structure is built a little differently, and that's why they do it, but it's still valuable to do in a vinyl liner pool. But where that water is coming from is not from on top. It is around the exterior of your patio. Water's running off of the patio, literally dropping down the side of the patio and running back in under your patio, which I would imagine they would have put stone or sand down, running in and building up behind the wall of the pool, which is then causing the liner to float. In part, when the landscaping is done, what I would certainly recommend is all the way, I don't know exactly the situation, but all the way or mostly around the patio, is put a French drain in. Something that would catch that rain off water that's running off of their patio to the grass, to the landscape beds, whatever those are going to be, and take that down to the lowest point with a pipe. Normally why that happens is because something is grading toward the pool, and maybe because the final grade hasn't been done yet, you have an issue with the water runs off of the patio and it sits, and if it's a clay environment especially, it goes down to the clay. So if you have clay and then sand and then patio on top of that, it hits this clay level, it can't go any farther down, so it starts building up and it works its way back to the pool and then gets behind the wall of the pool, which causes the liner to float.